Hi everyone, I'm Matt the Friendly Board Gamer and welcome to another video. Today we are going to dissect Cascadia. So I'm going to take DICECT and break this game down for duration, interaction, complexity, engagement components and target audience. DICECT. So let's take an overview of the game and then we'll come back up top and we'll dissect Cascadia. Okay, so what you can see here is a typical two-player setup for Cascadia. Each player will start with their own set of 3 landscape tiles that you can see here. It's be player A and player B. There is a set number of landscape tiles here based on the number of players that will find the market. And the market has 4 available landscape tiles and 4 animal tiles. These animal tiles are drawn out of this big bag of animal tiles and this will be refreshed each time one is taken. So a quick overview of the game and then we'll get into the DICECT review. What you basically do on your turn is you take one landscape tile and the matching animal tile. So for example, if I were to take this, I would take these two, and then you basically try and place this landscape tile anywhere touching the adjacent edges anywhere on your landscape. You want to try and match the landscape types up because you get points at endgame for that. And then the animal tile that you took has to be placed on a space that has the relevant animal. So this salmon here, I can place on this tile or this tile. If I place it on here, I would also get one of these pinecone tokens, and these will allow you to break the rules and allow you to take one landscape from here and maybe an animal from here. You can also do other things like clear the market and a few other things as well. And then you refresh with a new landscape tile and a new animal token. So in this case we've got a hawk, and that is basically the main way, or the main overview of how you play Cascadia. The next player will go and it will keep on going until this stack of tiles is run out. So like I said, you score points for matching landscape tiles and sizes of contiguous landscapes. If I was to keep on going like this and building up my river here, at the end of the game I'll score 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points for this. But on top of that, you are also scoring for animals as well and for animal tokens. And the game comes with a set of, there's A, B, C and D, different sets of animals for each of the animals in the game. So for the salmon, for example, you score points for each run per salmon that runs not adjacent to each other. And all the hawks, foxes, elks, bears and salmon, they all score in different ways. Yeah, so it's about playing these tiles to increase your landscapes, but also to match the criteria of what you want to play with these sets of animal tiles, animal scoring cards as well. You also get points for the pinecone tokens at the end of the game, and whoever has the highest points in the each subsequent landscape will also gain a majority point as well, bonus points. So that is the main overview of Cascadia. We'll now go back up top and I'll do my DICECT review. So you've seen how Cascadia plays. There's a brief overview of the gameplay and the rules there. So let's go straight into it with D for duration. So for a solo game, you're probably looking about 20 to 30 minutes, and then for a 4-player game, you're probably looking about the 45 minutes. I think for me, where I want to cap this is a solo or 2-player game. I think the 4-player game just takes a little bit longer than what I'd want from this type of game. My preferred play count is solo, 2-player, maximum 3-player for people who know what they're doing and don't have AP. Setup time is super quick. You basically give each player one of these tiles, do like 4 landscape tiles and 4 matching animal tokens, and then you're off to the races. You need to select your animal cards, but again, super quick setup. You can be up and running in minutes, if that. Very quick to play, very quick to set up, perfect all round in terms of game length and duration. I for interaction. Well, you are pretty much doing your own puzzle. You're pretty much playing your own game, you have your own starting tiles, you have your own landscapes, you're working on that, you're concentrating on that. There is very little interaction. You may look over at your other opponents, you may glance at what they're doing to see how they're doing on certain landscapes and try and to beat them, but to be honest, you're pretty much playing your own game. Hence why solo and 2-player, maximum 3-player is where I want to cap the player count, no higher than that. But you know, not every game has to be punch you in the face and highly interactive type games. I like some of them type of games, but I also like to be left alone to do my own thing, and I really like this solo, and it plays perfectly well solo because of that lack of interaction. Complexity, rules wise, this is a fairly straightforward game. There's very little rules. You basically draft and select a landscape tile and a matching animal token. Then you place that landscape tile down on anywhere within your landscape, as long as it's adjacent to another landscape. The landscapes don't even have to match. You know, there's no rules along where you can place things. Obviously, you do want to place matching landscapes together, because then the bigger the group, the more points they score. But you don't have to. The animal token you get has to be placed on a tile that has that picture of the animal token. But apart from that, that is pretty much the rules. Quick explanation of how these animals score. Different animals, or the different groups of animals, score differently, and the fact that you can use a pine token to break some of them rules, what rules there are, and that's pretty much how you play the game. I've explained it to you just there. Very quick to explain, low complexity, but again, how you maximise the points with these animal cards, and how you maximise the points with matching groupings of the landscape tiles. That's where there's a bit of depth, a bit of strategy in the game. It's not huge, but there is some there. Something to keep you entertained, something to keep you engaged in the game. Engagement. Is the game engaging? Well, for me it is. I enjoy abstract puzzle games. I enjoy sitting for a solo game on my own, puzzling out how best to score the animals, how best to place my tiles, how to maximise my points. Again, solo or 2 players where this game will be at for me, maximum 3. But yeah, I enjoy abstract puzzle games. So for me, the puzzle is what it's engaging. It's a puzzle of maximising their points and trying to get the best points that I can from each player, depending on what cards come out, and also which set of animal cards I use. Components. They're perfectly fine. The animal tokens, nice big bag of wooden tokens. Feel nice and tactile as you're handling them. The card stock for the animals, these are pretty good, nice and thick. I don't think there'll be any issues. I don't think you need to sleeve them or anything like that. You don't shuffle them, so they get used very rarely. You place them out on the table and that's it. And then landscape tiles, they're all good, thick cardboard. So yeah, no issue with the components at all. So target audience, who is this game for? Well, I think it has a wide range of appeal to a lot of gamers. I think if you're new to the hobby or you have a family, I think this will appeal. The rules, sort of the low barrier to entry and the low rules overhead, will make it easy to get to the table. There's minimal setup, so you can be up and playing within minutes. I think if you're a solo gamer, it's great for a solo game. You know, you can bang out a solo game in 20-30 minutes max. So you can play 2 or 3 games back to back, or just at the end of the night. You know, if you just want a quick puzzle game, it's great for that. But I also think get people who play a lot more heavier games, or more experienced gamers, will like this as well. Maybe like an end of night filler or beginning of a night to get people warmed up, ready to go. So I think there's a lot of appeal there for a lot of people. The theme that is there to some degree will appeal to a lot of people as well. The artwork is very nice, so that will appeal to a lot of people. So yeah, I think there's a wide range of people here who like this game. Suggestions. So what other games may you like if you like Cascadia? Well, the obvious one to compare to is Calico. I personally haven't played this, but from what I've heard and what I've read, Calico is a bit more of a restrictive game. You have a bit more constraints on you, it's a bit tighter, a bit more of a brain burner. So if you'd like that, then Calico may be a better option. If you like the freer, less restrictive type of gameplay, then Cascadia may be an option for you. So that is it, DICECT. I have dissected Cascadia. Thank you very much for watching, hope you find that useful. Please drop a comment below if you agree, disagree, or want to talk about any of the games, or talk about this game. Have you been enjoying this game? Do you enjoy it solo, 2-player? What's your preferred player count? Really like to engage with my audience, so please drop a comment below and let's have a chat. Also, my social media links will be in the show notes, so be sure to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter to keep up to date with all my content, and my blog details be on there as well. If you want to drop me an email, my email address is thefriendlyboardgamer@gmail.com. And if you do like my content, I'd really appreciate a subscribe. So please hit that button so you can be notified of further content. Thank you very much for watching. Speak to you later. Bye bye.